This is David and Stephanie at Explore Itinerary News bringing you a special report about a travel destination we think you are going to love.
Welcome to Iceland, your special Burgundy edition. What up, EI viewers? I'm Dave Burgundy, and today we're about to embark on an epic adventure to the land of fire and ice, the stunning Iceland, known for its dramatic landscapes, hot springs, and rich Viking history. We wrapped up our previous video on Indonesia, and now we're ready to witness glaciers, geysers, and enough waterfalls to make Niagara Falls look like a leaky faucet. Joining me on this epic odyssey are my intrepid team of field reporters, the ever-reliable Stephanie, the enthusiastic and slightly accident-prone Eddie, and the ever-so-slightly cynical Kayla. So grab your warmest coat and let's dive headfirst into the wonders of Iceland.
Iceland, here we come.
I'm ready for some adventure.
Let's explore.
We touched down in Keflavik International Airport, a place that looks more like a futuristic moon base than a typical airport. Our journey begins in Reykjavik, the capital city. With its colorful buildings, vibrant nightlife, and fascinating museums, Reykjavik is the perfect blend of old and new. But don't take my word for it. Let's check in with Stephanie, who's on location in Reykjavik right now. Stephanie, what's the vibe like over there?
Dave, we're having a slight wardrobe malfunction. Eddie managed to lose a sock on the plane. Again.
Classic Eddie. Don't worry, Steph, Iceland has plenty of sheeps. Maybe we can convince one to part with a woolly appendage.
Sorry, Dave. I swear, socks just disappear around me. It's like they have tiny little legs and run away in the night.
Maybe they're tired of your questionable fashion choices.
Stephanie, looks like the honeymoon phase is over for this couple. Were you able to unearth the history of Iceland?
Iceland's history is steeped in Viking lore. The first permanent settlers were Norsemen who arrived around 874 AD. These daring adventurers braved the North Atlantic in longboats, seeking new lands and opportunities. Eddie is standing by at Thingvellir National Park, a site of great historical significance. Eddie, enlighten us with some Viking wisdom.
Thingvellir is not just a place of natural beauty, it's the birthplace of Icelandic democracy. The Vikings established the Althing, one of the world's oldest parliaments, right here in 930 AD. These rock formations behind me, they're not just rocks, they're the meeting place where chieftains gathered to make laws and resolve disputes.
Incredible. And I've heard tales of the sagas, those epic stories of Viking heroes. Any insights?
Yes, the Icelandic sagas are legendary. They're a mix of history, myth, and adventure, chronicling the lives of the early settlers and their descendants. Reading these sagas is like stepping back in time to an era of exploration and heroism.
Thanks, Eddie. Now, let's fast forward to modern-day Iceland. What's the latest scoop on Iceland, Kayla?
Today, Iceland is a beacon of innovation and sustainability. With a population of just over 360,000, it's a small country with a big impact. Iceland is a global leader in renewable energy. Almost 100% of the country's electricity comes from renewable sources, primarily geothermal and hydroelectric power.
That's impressive, Kayla. And what about the local lifestyle? How do Icelanders embrace sustainability in their daily lives?
Sustainability is ingrained in the Icelandic way of life. From extensive recycling programs to eco-friendly transportation options, Icelanders are committed to preserving their beautiful environment. And let's not forget their innovative culinary scene. Restaurants here prioritize locally sourced and sustainable ingredients.
All right, folks, you've seen the beauty of Iceland, but now let's talk about where to lay your head after a long day of exploring. Reykjavik has a variety of neighborhoods, each offering its own unique charm. We're going to compare two popular areas, the bustling downtown area known as Midborg and the serene neighborhood of Vesterberg. For this, let's turn our attention to Kayla.
Dave, Midborg is the heart of Reykjavik, and it's perfect for those who want to be in the middle of all the action. Here, you'll find a mix of vibrant shops, cozy cafes, and lively bars. The famous Lagavíkur Street is lined with boutiques and restaurants, making it a shopper's paradise. Plus, many of the city's top attractions, like Harpa Concert Hall and the Sun Voyager sculpture, are just a short walk away.
Excellent. Now, let's hear about Vesterberg. Eddie, you're up.
Vesterberg is a haven for those seeking a more laid-back atmosphere. This neighborhood is just west of downtown, offering a peaceful retreat without being too far from the action. It is known for its charming residential streets, beautiful parks, and the popular Vesterberg swimming pool, where you can relax like a local.
So Midborg for the hustle and bustle and Vesterberg for a peaceful retreat. Now, let's move on to how our viewers can get around Iceland. Stephanie, what are the best logistics options for navigating this stunning country?
Getting around Iceland is an adventure in itself. For those who love the freedom of the open road, renting a car is one of the best options. Iceland's Ring Road, or Route 1, circles the entire island and connects many of the major sites. It's well maintained and offers breathtaking views at every turn. Just make sure to check the weather and road conditions, as they can change rapidly.
A road trip sounds like a blast. But what about those who might not want to drive?
No worries, Honey Bear. There are plenty of alternatives. For instance, the bus network in Iceland is reliable and extensive. Companies like Strætó offer routes around Reykjavik and to some of the country's major tourist spots. For those who prefer guided tours, there are numerous tour operators offering everything from day trips to multi-day excursions. This is a great option if you want to learn from knowledgeable guides and meet other travelers.
Now, Iceland may be a land of fire and ice, but don't let that fool you. Packing for this trip requires more finesse than a tuxedo on a glacier. Here's the lowdown. Layers are your best friend. The weather can change faster than you can say volcano. So pack thermals, a waterproof jacket, and clothes you can easily mix and match. Don't forget a hat, gloves, and a scarf. Additionally, ditch the stilettos, ladies. Icelandic terrain is more suited for hiking boots than high heels. Comfort is key, people.
Speaking of comfort, here's a travel tip you won't hear anywhere else. Pack an eye mask if you're visiting during the summer months. Iceland experiences the midnight sun, which means it stays light most of the night. Great for sightseeing, not so great for catching some shut-eye. An eye mask will be your best friend for maintaining a healthy sleep schedule.
Layering up sounds like solid advice. What else should travelers keep in mind?
Absolutely. Iceland is a very cashless society. Credit and debit cards are widely accepted even for small transactions. However, it's always good to have some Icelandic krona on hand for emergencies. And if you're planning to use your cards, inform your bank about your travel plans to avoid any issues.
Additionally, Iceland's remote location and limited resources mean that everyday items can be quite pricey. Stock up on snacks and supplies before you go, and consider staying in Airbnbs or guest houses to save on accommodation costs.
Wise words, team. A little preparation can go a long way in ensuring a smooth and enjoyable Icelandic adventure. Speaking of remote, this tiny nation has produced some pretty cool inventions, like the artificial geyser they created to provide hot water and energy for a nearby town. Talk about geothermal efficiency.
Can you all believe Dave actually did some homework?
Hey Steph. What other interesting facts did you find?
Icelanders have a strong belief in hidden folk creatures like elves and dwarfs. They even go so far as to reroute roads or construction projects to avoid disturbing their presumed dwellings. Believe it or not, respecting the elf rights is a pretty common practice here. So, keep an eye out for those mischievous little fellas. You never know when you might spot one peeking out from behind a lava rock.
Now, why is Iceland called the land of fire and ice?
Because Iceland is one of the most geologically active places on Earth. It sits on the mid-Atlantic ridge where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates meet. This causes frequent volcanic activity and earthquakes, giving rise to Iceland's dramatic landscapes. Additionally, Iceland is the only place in the world where you can stand with one foot in Europe and the other in North America.
Take that then, Aries. Shifting gears to inventions. Innovation often springs from necessity, and Iceland is no exception. This small nation has contributed some remarkable inventions to the world. Eddie, what groundbreaking Icelandic creations can you tell us about?
Another notable invention is the Icelandic fishing trawler. In the early 20th century, Icelandic engineers developed specialized fishing trawlers that revolutionized the fishing industry. These vessels were designed to withstand the harsh North Atlantic conditions, enabling more efficient and safer fishing operations. This innovation helped boost Iceland's economy and secured its place as a leading fishing nation.
Speaking of fish, I wonder if Iceland offers anything to culinary scene.
Honey dear, did you know that the concept of the modern hot dog or pulsa is believed to have originated in Iceland? The delicious combination of lamb, beef, and pork, topped with tangy remoulade and crispy oatmeal, is a true Icelandic culinary masterpiece. We'll discuss more food topics later on.
Fine, sweetheart. I can hold on a little longer to eat. Did you know, EI viewers, that this little country has been the backdrop for some of your favorite movies and TV shows? And let's not forget the homegrown talent that has taken the world by storm. Lights, camera, Iceland.
Iceland's otherworldly scenery has attracted filmmakers from around the globe. One of the most famous examples is the HBO series Game of Thrones. Many scenes beyond the wall were shot here, showcasing Iceland's glaciers, lava fields, and rugged terrain. Places like Thingvellir National Park and Lake Mývatn doubled as the harsh and icy realm of the north.
Winter is coming, indeed. What other blockbusters have been filmed in Iceland?
Another big one is Interstellar, directed by Christopher Nolan. The eerie, beautiful landscapes of Snæfellsjökull and Meyvabotn glaciers were used to represent the icy planets that Matthew McConaughey's character explores. And who could forget Rogue One, a Star Wars story? The black sands of Myrtlesandur and the striking landscapes of Krafla served as alien worlds, adding to the film's epic visual appeal.
From interstellar adventures to fantasy epics, Iceland has it all. Now, let's talk about some famous Icelanders.
Got you. One of Iceland's most iconic figures is the musician Björk. Known for her eclectic style and innovative music, Björk has achieved international fame and has been a major influence in the world of music and art.
Björk is indeed a global sensation. Who else hails from this Nordic wonderland?
One of the most famous athletes from Iceland is the strongman half-Thor Julius Bjornsson, also known as the Mountain from Game of Thrones. He has won numerous titles in strongman competitions and is recognized for his incredible strength and towering presence.
There you have it, folks. A behind-the-scenes look at the star power and silver screen magic that Iceland has brought to the world. Now, Iceland gets a lot of buzz as a travel destination, but what about living here?
Iceland has become an increasingly attractive destination for expats and digital nomads. The country offers a high standard of living, excellent healthcare, and a vibrant cultural scene. Reykjavik, in particular, is a modern cosmopolitan city with a small town feel, making it an appealing place for those looking to settle down or work remotely.
Sounds promising. Tell me more.
Its robust internet infrastructure is a major draw. The country has some of the fastest and most reliable internet connections in the world, which is essential for remote work. Plus, the stunning natural beauty provides an inspiring backdrop for work and leisure.
It can't be all sugar and ice, right?
There are some challenges to consider. First and foremost is the cost of living. Iceland is known for its high prices, particularly for housing, food, and imported goods. This can be a significant adjustment for those coming from countries with a lower cost of living.
Additionally, the weather is another important consideration. Icelandic winters are long, dark, and cold with limited daylight hours. While some people find the winter months cozy and charming, others may struggle with seasonal affective disorder.
Icelanders are known to be friendly but can be reserved initially. Building close relationships might take time, and the small population means social circles can be tight-knit. Additionally, the remote location of Iceland can feel isolating for some, especially if you're used to being close to other countries or larger cities.
Fantastic insights, team. To summarize, if you can handle the high cost of living and the harsh winters, then Iceland may be for you. But for those who crave creature comforts and sunshine year-round, maybe stick to Indonesia beaches and virtual meetings. But now I'm starving like Marvin. Let's kick it off with Eddie.
Icelandic cuisine is a feast for the lords and ladies of Westeros, deeply rooted in the island's history and natural resources. One of the most iconic dishes you have to try is hakarl, which is fermented shark. It might sound a bit adventurous, but it's a traditional Icelandic delicacy that's definitely worth a taste.
Another must-try is skyr, a thick and creamy dairy product similar to yogurt but with a milder flavor. It's been a staple in the Icelandic diet for over 1,000 years and is enjoyed both plain and with various toppings like berries and honey.
Iceland is surrounded by rich fishing grounds, so seafood is a big part of the diet. Klokkfiskur is a traditional fish stew made with boiled fish, potatoes, and onions, often served with rye bread.
For a truly authentic Icelandic experience, check out the fish market. We all head there for a comforting meal. It offers fresh seafood, friendly atmosphere, and enough hangikja to satisfy even the most adventurous eater.
Our Icelandic adventure is hurtling towards its conclusion, and let me tell you, it's been a wild ride. From battling the elements in a rented van that could double as a Viking chariot, to nearly choking on fermented shark, Iceland has pushed us, challenged us, and ultimately amazed us. So folks, as we leave Iceland behind, let's carry these lessons with us. Let's continue to explore, to learn, and to grow. And let's remember that the world is a big, beautiful place just waiting for us to discover it. Remember, half the fun of any vacation is in the planning phase. Do your research and plan your itinerary in advance. Your support means the world to us, so don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and remember, the world is waiting for you. Until next time.